What's going on, guys, and welcome back. The 355 was directed by Simon Kinberg and stars Jessica Chastain, Penélope Cruz, Diane Kruger, and Lupita Nyong'o. Follows the story of 5 government agents trying to retrieve a top-secret deadly weapon from a terrorist group. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. So this is a movie that's kind of got my interest. It piqued my interest ever since a friend of mine sent it to me on my messenger on Facebook. And I watched the trailer and I was thinking to myself, okay, this could be pretty interesting. You know, the thought of these women going out trying to beat this terrorist by trying to retrieve this device, this world-dominating device, what could go wrong? It looked pretty interesting. I've always been a fan, somewhat of a fan to a certain extent of espionage type property. I like James Bond, but other than that, that's about as far as I could go. As long as it has enough action in it to rope me in, which let's dive into the positives of the 355. The action was pretty good. At first, rolling into this, I wasn't really sure what I was getting into. This was, of course, one of those movies that was affected by the pandemic like so many others. We're pretty much playing catch-up in Hollywood right now, basically. So this was a movie that was affected, of course. And like I was saying, going into this, I wasn't really quite up to par on what I was getting into. So as soon as the action started, I was hooked. You know me, I'm an action junkie, as I said many times on this channel. I just need that drive, and that's what the 355 pretty much did for me. I was hoping it would turn out like this. I was hoping it would turn out as action-based as it did. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. There wasn't really a boring moment, honestly. And the story was pretty solid. It's what you expect from an espionage type film. This bad guy, bent on world domination, has this device or is trying to get his hands on this device that can control everything in this world, which is not a good thing. Again, world domination. That word just sticks with me every time I think of guys like this. And plus, on top of that, you have the good guys coming in and trying to save the day. In this case, the good girls. This is what the last Charlie's Angels movie should have been. And I know the Angels and, the Charlie's Angels are all more about fighting and choreography and all that. They had a lot of shoot 'em up in this. This movie was close second to Expendables, which I'll get into here in a moment. This is really what the last Charlie's Angels movie should have felt like to me. Kind of like how the first 2 of those films did, which it did not at all. The Kristen Stewart version we got a couple, 2-3 years ago, not at all like this. This is what it should have been like. And as I was saying about the Expendables, this kind of reminded me of a female's version of the Expendables. Funny story, shortly after the 3rd Expendables film came out, back in 2014, there was talks about them doing a spinoff called The Expendables. Bells. There was talks about it, but then all of a sudden it just went quiet. So I don't know what happened with that, but that's what this felt like. On top of it being an espionage type film, which none of the Expendables movies really felt like that per se. They were just a bunch of mercenaries going out, taking care of jobs, and then them getting screwed over every now and then. Not so much the espionage type part of the story that the 355 has, but as much shoot 'em up and as much action that this had and as much personality that these females had, you could have kind of pegged this for the actual spinoff that they kept on talking about doing. They could have called this the Expendables. But again, the 355 still made sense. That's what this film really felt like to me. It was like the female version of the Expendables. That's what I felt like when I watched this. You got a great cast. Jessica Chastain, which I've seen in plenty of others. She was actually in Dark Phoenix, which was another movie that Simon Kinberg actually directed, so she was good in that. And you've got Penelope Cruz. She's fantastic. She was gorgeous. Diane Kruger. Lupita Nyong'o. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Which I've seen in the MCU. She played Black Panther's sister. So I thought that was pretty cool. The casting was done right. There were strong female leads, and I always appreciate that. Not to mention the villain. And it took me a while to realize who that was, but Sebastian Stan, who was actually the Winter Soldier. And it didn't take me until I got home until I realized that. At first I thought it was Schoolboy from Rambo, the fourth Rambo film. But then I started looking it up, and I was like, no, wait, that's Winter Soldier. So that was pretty cool. And he played a pretty cool villain in the 355. I had a blast in this film, but I only have one negative. And it's a little minor, but it was a negative to my point of view. And that was when the first fighting started, like when the first hand-to-hand fighting combat started with one of the females and one of the henchmen of this terrorist group, there was a little shaky camera vibe that I got. It did kind of do a little bit of quick cut scenes here and there. That was only that first scene. And as far as I could tell, the rest of the film was aces. They just had a little bit of a problem starting off. But again, I had a blast with this film. It was big fun. It was a really good film, and I had an overall blast. So if you're a fan of espionage on top of some good solid action, look no further. The 355 was such a happy accident. So the 355, have you seen it yet? Was this your favorite espionage type film? Did you like the action in it? Or do you prefer James Bond or any of the others over this? Leave me a comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thanks once again, guys, for watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you soon. Peace.